Hey everybody, this is Stephen Osborne with Aftermatch Wrestling, and at this point, you guys probably know that I just rarely post these videos. I'm not sure that very many people are interested in them anyway, but sometimes I just got to get my opinions out there, and I have nobody else to tell it to. In this case, I really want to put a video up about this, because it kind of irks me looking at the Jinder Mahal issue. Maybe not the same one that everybody else is complaining about, you know, him being so dry going in, like to be basically bumped from the lowest card to the highest card in one fell swoop and given the championship, and you know, given the championship. But that being aside, because a lot of people have gotten that move, and they usually get hate for it. They become, you know, super heels, and in this case, Jinder Mahal is the super heel on SmackDown. He is the top heel because he's got the championship. However, the issue I'm talking about is the way that they use his race / nationality as part of his gimmick. It kind of bugs me only because I'm sitting here watching SmackDown, and he's got his little party going on, basically. You know, he comes out, the ring's decorated, and then he has those dancers and the drummer, you know, put on a little show. And when they got done, I expected the audience to boo, because it was Jinder Mahal. But a few people in the audience cheered for him, and, you know, gave him some, but you could barely hear it. You could barely hear them giving their appreciation. Just boos. And then the boos grew. And just became an overpowering boo to these dancers. And it kind of hit home there that they're not just booing Jinder Mahal because he's an asshole, despite his race. And this is what, you know, the other wrestlers have been saying forever. You know, when it comes to a guy like Jinder Mahal or Rusev, who is a heel that is very patriotic towards the country that they came from, that is not the United States, they typically play that up. It's hard to do with Canadian wrestlers. For one, there's so many of them, but for two, you know, we really don't have any beef with Canada. And we really don't have any beef with India. They just happen to kind of look like, and for a lot of people that can't tell the difference between the accents, they kind of sound like the people that a lot of people have a problem with because of, you know, certain recent and past events around the world and here at home, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. The point is, they're not just booing Jinder Mahal anymore. They're booing like everything Indian that he does. And to me, it kind of feels like it's adding smoke to the fire to the xenophobia that is already in some of the people in the audience. But now they're, for some reason, getting or being given reason to boo Indians. And we don't have any beef with India, other than the fact that some people, you know, that call for customer service and get sent to somebody that's on a phone in India, and then you have to, you know, get past the not the language barrier, because they know English okay, but the accent barrier. It's hard to understand them. Other than that, you know, people really don't have any beef with Indians, I don't think. But this is giving them beef, and I'm kind of upset about it. Not really the whole of the gimmick, because it's a played out gimmick. Everybody knows what it is. And like with Rusev, most people, you know, don't know two things about, where is it? Bulgaria? Yeah, they don't know anything about Bulgaria other than he comes from Bulgaria. And because of, I guess, his tattoo and some of the ring attire and the Titantron, they know what Bulgaria looks like, sort of, you know. I kind of remember, based on all of that, what Bulgaria looks like. But I don't know if I could point it out in a map. My point being that it seems to me that WWE is kind of fueling the fire of xenophobia a little bit by having these characters. Because suddenly the audience is not smart enough, maybe. Or maybe they just are, you know, all together, like a lot of the audiences at the WWE. You know, you get a lot of big wrestling fans that just want to chant together, so it doesn't matter if they're cheering or booing. They know it's all a script, so they just have fun with the audience. But this was a really growing boo to just these dancers. And I don't know, for a second it really kind of pissed me off. Like, just decent people, you know, being in the audience, the fact that they got to see probably something that a lot of them have never seen before, because that was probably very authentic. I'm guessing they got a troupe to do it, you know, some group that knows what they're doing, and that was probably very authentic, and it didn't get the applause that it really should have gotten. Like, it didn't get any of the appreciation that it should have gotten. Just my thoughts. Like, maybe WWE should back off a little bit on the, you know, the highly nationalistic characters that come out and bash America and celebrate their homeland. Like, the nationalistic ones that celebrate their homeland but also celebrate America because this is where, you know, they live now and this is where they make their money and enjoy their life. You know, those aren't bad at all, but they're few and far between. They really are. If you're a heel, you're a nationalistic bastard that hates America, and it's really played out, I think, over the years and over all of the different wrestling organizations. Even it's super played out. There's no need for it anymore. And the fact that it's super played out, like, to do something different is a necessity for these kind of storylines anyway. You know, you have what you have, do something different with it. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on that. And I'm just at the entrance, or the entrances of Becky Lynch and Natalya for the women's match, so I'm about to try and finish SmackDown. I did want to mention, though, I think that the Becky Lynch fans should be called the Lynch Mob. And I know that probably sounds horrible for a number of different reasons, like, but, you know, like, I think it could be saved, you know, the term Lynch Mob, you know. It is kind of edgy, but, you know, Becky Lynch is positive, if anything. So, put it on a positive character, you know, put a positive spin on the term Lynch Mob and fucking take it. Probably nobody else is trying to trademark the term Lynch Mob. If you got a character to trademark it for, I think it's a good idea. I hope somebody at WWE, like, hears of this and fucking makes some signs and puts them in the crowd or some shit. And suddenly the Becky Lynch fans are called the Lynch Mob, but they probably wouldn't do it just because that's probably one of those things that's just too edgy. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Y'all have a good one. Bye.